Isn't it just disgraceful? There are millions of grammatical mistakes in the Quran.
Do you know Arabic? No, I'm not going to. You have to tell me, because all my explanation is going to be based on that.
Isn't that disturbing that I cannot read the word of Allah and understand it because I don't know Arabic? Isn't it just disgraceful? There are millions of grammatical mistakes in the Quran. There are
millions of grammatical mistakes.
Isn't that disturbing that I cannot read the word of Allah and understand it because I don't know Arabic? It's because I don't know Arabic.
But when Islam expands, and grammar is being codified not for Arabs but for non-Arabs, and actually non-Arabs were at the forefront of the codification of Arabic grammar, what did they look at as the standard by which Arabic grammar should be codified? They actually looked at the Quran, this document, this single document that transformed an entire society and eventually multinational civilization. They looked at that as the basis of deriving grammar. So now centuries later, when somebody comes along, and this has happened in recent times, somebody comes along and says, the Quran has grammatical mistakes. Well, that kind of historically doesn't make any sense, because grammar itself was codified based on the principles of the Quran, which was considered unanimously as the peak of eloquence, the highest point of literature in Arabic language. And this is not something just acknowledged by Muslims, but Arab Christians have been around for a long time. And even they, when they talk about, the highest form of language, they speak of the Quran historically. And in more recent times, the antagonism and the political climate of the world and all of that rhetoric has come into play, and these kinds of arguments have come up. So they have other agendas behind them. It's not a genuinely academic agenda. But that it is certainly the case that, what is alleged to be grammatical errors in the Quran, number one, they don't have historical basis, and very briefly, number two, is that these criticisms are based on standard Arabic. And earlier on I said there's standard Arabic and there's classical Arabic, the ancient Arabic of the desert. The Quran is in ancient Arabic. And one of the differences between that and standard Arabic is that the grammar back then is far more complex and more involved and has much more nuances than standard Arabic. People study standard Arabic. These so-called scholars of Islamic studies are studying standard Arabic in Western universities. And now they're making grammatical criticisms of a body of literature that is codified in classical Arabic. So it actually exposes their lack of knowledge of classical Arabic when they speak in these terms.
Isn't it just disgraceful? There are millions of grammatical mistakes in the Quran. There are